Since the iPhone 17 Pro was announced as supporting ProRes RAW video, we've got no real specifics from Apple. Does it record internally, or does it disable enhanced dynamic range, for example? Well, despite missing the courier this morning, I finally collected my iPhone 17 Pro, and I've had a chance to do some testing of ProRes RAW using Blackmagic Camera, which also got an update today with full support for ProRes RAW and Apple Log 2. So in this video, I wanted to share some answers to the questions you have submitted, as well as my own, based on my first few hours with the device. Starting with, is ProRes RAW internal recording supported? This was a surprise for me. No, it's SSD only, at least for now. Makes you wonder why they released a 2TB version. This is very disappointing, and I'm glad I opted for the 512GB version. Next up, something that has plagued Apple Log on the 15 and 16 Pro is enhanced dynamic range. If you're unfamiliar with ADR, I've linked to WRN Film's video on this, as it's really good. Basically, in Apple Log, Apple applies HDR in auto exposure, then disables it as soon as you lock it. You lose a couple of stops of highlight detail in high dynamic range scenes, and I can tell you that the issue persists for ProRes RAW too. This is a huge letdown as consistency goes out the window. I was hoping for raw sensor data without aggressive image signal processing, but it is still there. Watch the highlights when I lock the auto exposure value. That's total bullshit, Apple. Next up, can you record full sensor OpenGate in plain old ProRes Apple Log, not RAW? No, Apple appears to still only support 4K OpenGate with Apple Log in ProRes RAW. They still lock it down in ProRes and HEVC. If you want full sensor Apple Log, you'll need to use OpenCam, which is an excellent app, but it can only deliver Apple Log full sensor capture at 1920 by 1440 due to Apple's restrictions. If you want 4K OpenGate, you're limited to Rec 709 in Blackmagic Camera. Again, not Blackmagic's fault, this is on Apple. Another thing that surprised me is that stabilization is not supported in 4K OpenGate ProRes RAW, not even sensor shift. This makes the 100mm lens unusable handheld, and you'll need a gimbal or tripod if you want smooth footage on the tele lens. Keep in mind that resolve stabilization works wonders on the wide lens. When it comes to available lenses in ProRes RAW, currently you only get access to the ultra-wide, wide, and tele. No 2x sensor crop, no selfie lenses. However, in ProRes non-RAW or HEVC, you get them all, including 48mm, 200mm, selfie standard, and selfie wide. Next up, you might be wondering if your Apple Log LUTs will work on Apple Log 2 in ProRAW. The short answer is they appear to work well enough. Obviously, there will be variations, but I've been happy with my GLOAT LUT for Apple Log, as well as the One LUT for Apple Log. I'll be fully updating my own LUTs, and the One LUT for Apple Log will also get an update to fully support Apple Log 2, but until updates are out, you should get very pleasing results using them on your Apple Log 2 ProRAW footage. And Apple Log 1 and 2 are both available for standard ProRes and HEVC log capture. Log 2 doesn't appear to be reserved solely for ProRes RAW. If you're curious what the max supported frame rate for ProRes RAW Apple Log 2 is, you can record externally at 4224 by 3024 at up to 60 FPS. I can confirm it works with the Alexa Go, which is my favorite SSD, linked in the pinned comment. And lastly, despite the above, we get to the all-important question: how does ProRes RAW look? Well, based on a very limited sample size that I've captured today, I've got to say I'm very impressed. I'm yet to compare it with the iPhone 16 Pro shooting in Apple Log, let alone the Pixel 10 Pro or Xiaomi 15 Ultra that shoot true RAW video free from ISP with Motion Cam Pro. But I think we get a fantastic image out of the 17 Pro in ProRes RAW OpenGate, and if the other issues I've mentioned don't put you off, you'll be very happy with this. Obviously, I need to do a lot more testing, and keep in mind that some of the limitations outlined may be resolved in future iOS or Blackmagic Camera updates, but as of right now, this is where things stand with ProRes RAW. Let me know what you think and ask any questions in the comments. And if you join as a member of the channel with the Premium Creator tier, I'll be making footage available for download soon. Not just from the 17 Pro, but from Android flagship shooting in RAW with Motion Cam Pro. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon for a much deeper dive on the iPhone 17 Pro and ProRes RAW. Bye.